In 2023, a blurry, artifact-ridden AI video clip was enough to stop people in their tracks. Today, tools like Grok Imagine produce cinematic quality motion with coherent lighting and realistic subjects. When Choi placed these two side by side, the contrast wasn't subtle. It was the kind of leap that makes you question how you've been measuring time in this industry. It's easy to dismiss early AI video tools now that the bar has risen so dramatically, but Modelscope genuinely rewired how researchers and creators thought about generative media. Yes, the outputs were blurry and filled with temporal artifacts, but the fundamental promise was undeniable. Machines were learning to paint motion from text. That was a paradigm shift, regardless of resolution. Psychologists call it telescoping bias. We compress past events and stretch recent ones. When you're living inside an exponential curve, each individual model release feels like a modest upgrade. But stack 36 months of modest upgrades together, and you get something that looks indistinguishable from magic. The researchers rebuilding this ceiling every year aren't working harder. The compounding is just finally becoming visible. The instinct to wait for the mature version of an AI technology is understandable but strategically dangerous. By the time a tool feels mature, the competitive window has often narrowed significantly. Teams that ship early accumulate something no latecomer can buy. Real user feedback loops, edge case libraries, and institutional intuition about what the models actually do versus what the documentation claims they do. That gap is enormous. Traditional product roadmaps assume a relatively stable technological substrate. AI in 2025 violates that assumption aggressively. What you ship today will look genuinely quaint 18 months from now. Not because your team failed, but because the underlying models will have advanced so dramatically that the constraints you designed around no longer exist. Smart teams build with modularity and model agnosticism baked in from day one. Video is arguably the hardest generative modality. It demands spatial coherence, temporal consistency, physics simulation, and lighting continuity all at once. If video traveled this distance in 36 months, modalities like audio synthesis and image generation that started from a higher quality baseline are going to advance at a pace that feels genuinely disorienting. The teams tracking only one modality are missing the broader pattern. The organizations winning in AI-accelerated markets share a common trait. They maintain relentless proximity to what the models can actually do right now. Not what a blog post said 6 months ago, not what a vendor demo showed in a controlled environment, but what happens when real users stress test the system in production. That lived knowledge compounds just like model performance does, creating a widening advantage over teams that stay theoretical. The 2023 to 2026 AI video comparison isn't just a fun social media post, it's a planning document. It tells you that the constraints shaping your current product will dissolve faster than your roadmap assumes. The builders who internalize this don't panic. They architect for change, ship iteratively, and treat model updates as opportunities rather than disruptions. The ceiling keeps moving. The only winning strategy is to keep building.